Metro Weather Watch, evening update for the Evansville metro area and surrounding tri-state communities, with meteorologist Nathan Kitchens.
Hello everyone, your evening update is brought to you by Vinny's Auto Detail. With all this nice warm weather we're having, and with spring being here around the corner, this would be a great time to get that vehicle all spruced up. Visit them in Evansville. They're located at 950 North Congress Avenue. Give Donnie a call at 812-471-4900. And don't forget, they're also located in Mount Vernon, Indiana as well. Looking at our temperatures today, another great February day out there. We hit 65 degrees despite all the cloud cover. It was a very warm, spring-like feeling day out there. More moisture in the air as well. Look at that low this morning, only 52 degrees. That is above our average high. Look at our average high this time of year is 48, so our low this morning was warmer than our average high for this time of year. And looking at the record today, we didn't make a record today thanks to the cloud cover. Record of 72. Officially no rainfall in Evansville. Other areas of the tri-state have seen a little bit of rain today, not a whole lot. We'll take a look at that radar here shortly. The big story here will be the risk for severe storms that we were watching on Friday. This is the latest look here from the Storm Prediction Center. They're going to have an updated map here issued tonight. So just keep checking back with us as the new updates come in, and we'll post those here, give those to you. Slight risk remains in place for a good chunk of the area for the day on Friday for severe storms across the area. We're going to discuss that in pretty good detail here in this update. I wanted to show you the radar picture real quickly. A few showers going on mainly to the north and south of Evansville. A band of showers here stretched out north of I-64. Just some light showers. These are now starting to push east of the area. And going to our south, just a few lingering showers here. And we'll continue to have showers mainly over the eastern half of the area lingering this evening for about maybe midnight or so. And then we should see mainly drier conditions, but we will see fog developing overnight tonight as this leftover moisture remains. So low level moisture, we're going to see the formation of some fog and perhaps some dense fog, especially west of Evansville over Illinois. So the farther west you are, the greater the concerns for fog will be tonight. So just keep that in mind for tonight. Could be some fog issues, especially west in our western areas for tomorrow morning. Alright, so temperatures are the big story. You guys know that. We've had an unseasonably warm period here of temperatures, and these warm temperatures will continue for a few more days. Looking at our lows tonight, this is another story. It's not just the warm highs, our warm nights here. Tonight only in the 50s, so just a light jacket's all you're going to need in the morning. And tomorrow during the day, temperatures in the morning will be very slow to warm because we're going to have a lot of low-level stratus clouds in place. So, you know, at first, tomorrow morning, it's not going to look very pretty, but as we go through the day, we should gradually begin to dissipate this fog and see some sunshine try to break through in the afternoon, and any sunshine will certainly help our temperatures warm up. You can see our temperatures on the NAM model going up to about 70 tomorrow. I think that's pretty good. If the clouds really hold tough, that could keep us in the 60s. I do want to mention this tomorrow, that cloud cover could play a little bit of a role here in our temperatures, but of course, if we get in some sunshine, we're going to easily go above that. I mean, if we get a good amount of sun in the afternoon, we could go like 73 at least, maybe more. But if clouds hold, we could be like 67. So there's a decent range of possibility temperatures. We'll go in the middle there and go about 70 for a high Wednesday. I mean, either way, it's a great day for us. So be sure to get outside and enjoy it. And keeping focus here on temperatures again. Warm temperatures will continue here on Thursday. In fact, it could get even warmer by Thursday afternoon as a warm air continues to surge into the area ahead of a deepening system to our west. Now, what that's doing is we're getting a warm surge here pumping into the area. So mid-70s could be a possibility, I think, Thursday. NAM model going about 73. How about 74 for Owensboro? I think that's pretty close to where I think things might play out here Thursday. So I think especially our southern counties could get even warmer than this. So we'll see how this plays out. So very warm temperatures on Thursday across the area. And then Friday, ahead of that front, temperatures will continue to warm up. We're going to have a warm and moist air mass affecting into the area of Friday. And this is when temperatures will really soar here. And I think we could see mid-70s over the eastern and southeast half of the area. Over our south and east counties, where you're going to have the most warming, and the front will be last to get to you in the evening hours, and the rain associated with that. I think that's where you got a shot of hitting 80 degrees potentially on Friday. Yes, I'm saying parts of our southeast counties there in Kentucky could make a run at 80 degrees Friday. Given what I'm seeing in the models, a capping inversion taking place during the day, that's going to limit storms. We're going to see a period of sunshine. Our southeast counties could make a run at the 80-degree mark on Friday. That is absolutely mind-blowing, but I do think is a possibility given what I'm seeing right now. Looking at precipitation now. Again, tomorrow looks like a dry day for us as the system moves out of here. And going through Thursday, here's our system that we have to worry about that's going to bring the severe weather chances on Friday. On Thursday, it's to our west here over Kansas. You see the rain breaking out here, and even the snow here over the high plains. Our area will be getting that increasing warm surge. That's why temperatures Thursday could get a little bit higher. Our northern counties may see a little bit of, may get brushed with a little bit of shower or pop-up storm activity in the afternoon or early evening, but I think that's going to mainly stay north of our area. And you can see we're just firmly in this warm sector here of the storm Thursday night and the Friday morning. So Friday morning temperatures will already be in the 60s when you step outside. It's going to be a windy day Friday. There's a pressure gradient, so very strong gradient winds over the area Friday. And ahead of this frontal boundary, we're going to have plenty of time for some sunshine in the morning, and temperatures will absolutely skyrocket. And we're going to increase the moisture levels as well. It's all going to kind of pave the way for our ingredients for severe storms Friday afternoon and Friday evening across the area. And going on forward here, as we go through the afternoon and early evening hours, this is where you'll start to see these lines, segments of showers and thunderstorms. Damaging wind potential will be the greatest threat here, with storms coming through Friday afternoon and the evening hours. And then that all starts to push out of here Friday night as the colder air surges in behind a cold front, and much colder temperatures will return on Saturday. Looking at some of the dynamics involved here with this setup, here you're looking at bulk shear from the surface 500 millibars. This is very impressive. The wind fields on Friday will be no doubt very impressive, showing about 80 knots or so here across portions of Illinois and across the areas going as we go through Friday afternoon and Friday evening. So very impressive wind fields in place on Friday. And even at the surface here, even the surface winds here, outside of storms will be gusty. We're going to see wind gusts potentially 35 to 40 miles per hour on Friday. This will be outside of any storms, just a windy day with those warm temperatures across the area ahead of that front. And looking at another important ingredient here, looking at the CAPE, the surface-based instability. And this is a little more questionable Friday, but I still think we're going to see a modest amount of instability and taking shape during the day, and that will aid in the eventually development of storms, depending on a capping inversion. I'll explain that here shortly. Looking at also the winds at various levels of the atmosphere, we see a little bit of turning, but not, there's not a crazy amount of directional shear with this setup. So that means tornado threat, in my opinion, for our region is low. I do not see tornado threat being a big deal. I'm mostly concerned about damaging winds, and I think that's a legit concern on Friday. Damaging winds will be a concern, given what we see in the data right now. And another thing to mention is as we go through Friday, while we'll limit initially our storms, this may not necessarily be a bad thing for severe weather, because this could actually, if anything, increase the severe weather chances. Would be actually a capping inversion that tries to set up here for early part of Friday afternoon, where this will inhibit storm development. We have some convective inhibition taking shape right in here on the sounding, where you actually get temperatures warming at height. That's a stable layer in the atmosphere. So what that's going to do is like putting a lid, I should say, over a boiling pot of water. You got all that warmth, that instability rising up to the surface, but you got kind of this lid, this wall, that's keeping those particles from going up. But eventually that cap will break ahead of that front. And when we have all that instability building up here at the surface, may not be a ton of instability, but there's going to be a good amount. Once that cap gives way, particles rise, and we will see development of storms, and it could happen very quickly here. Friday afternoon, around early, especially mid-afternoon or so, and then continuing through the very early evening hours over the eastern portions of the area on Friday. So that's just kind of a sounding look at things. And clearly, I know this is kind of technical here, but these wind values are very impressive. The wind fields on Friday, like I already mentioned, are going to be very impressive across the area. So just above our heads, those winds will be roaring, that's for sure, on Friday. And certainly we'll be able to tap some of those stronger winds as those storms move through. Could produce damaging winds on Friday. Again, just keep a very close eye to this forecast over the coming days. We will keep you updated as we get closer. I'm not saying this is going to be any major outbreak, but it is definitely an interesting setup that needs to be watched closely. Certainly, by all means, it warrants the risk for some severe weather in our region. So just stay tuned to the forecast, and we will keep you updated over the next few days. So that system will move through Friday into Friday night. After that front moves through, we're going to see these temperatures just crash. And I mean, these temperatures are going to turn much colder. So after a whole week of warm weather, we're going to say goodbye to that for just a little bit, but it will return a little bit early next week, so it's not all bad. But the weekend is much colder, so Saturday is a breezy and cold day, so we're still going to hold on to that wind, and it's also going to be much colder on Saturday, so just be aware of that. And just a very chilly day for us with temperatures in the 40s. Sunday looks like a dry day for most of the day. GFS does indicate a little bit of precipitation trying to come into the area Sunday evening. It even tries to hint at a mix. If we would see any precipitation during that time, that would be possible, but other models aren't showing that, so I'm not too, I'm not so sure GFS has the right idea here. But anyway, that won't be any big deal. And then going through next week, it's a very active weather pattern that's starting to set up, and I think this is just the beginning of where we could be heading going through the month of March. I think this is going to be a very active pattern. I know this has been seemingly a pretty boring pattern, but I tell you what, the pattern looking ahead looks anything but boring. It looks very active for our region going through the month of March. And this is all going to kind of start next week. Very active weather. Rounds of rainfall coming through the area. We're going to see another surge in temperatures. Could we see another round of strong storms? It could be a possibility in the middle of next week. That's something we're going to have to watch as we get closer. And it's certainly just a big battle setting up here between winter and spring. We'll likely continue to have warm surges mixed with some cold surges, and certainly have some big-time low-pressure systems moving through, it looks like, during the month of March. Okay, so that will about do it here for this update. Before I go, again, we'll take a look at temperatures going through the weekend, because I didn't show you that. I kind of stopped here at Friday afternoon. So I stopped at the good part here, but now we got to get to the bad news with the cooler temperatures this weekend, like we've already mentioned. Again, after the front comes through, it's going to be a quick drop in temperatures Friday night. And as we go into Saturday, again, temperatures will be much colder across the area, holding in the 40s through today. And with the breezy conditions around, it will make it feel a little bit colder than that. So just get ready for a much colder, more typical February weekend across the region. Well, all right, well, that'll do it for your evening update here. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great evening, and we will keep you updated on this severe weather chances on Friday over the next few days.